All right, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of Bears Film Room. Another Bears win. This is our second straight. Bears are 6-3, and they do it in a miraculous way. The Cardiac Bears, I know we got the Cardiac Bulls, but the Bears seriously are winning games. And I love the quote here from the broadcast of winning close games is an art. And I think the Bears have mastered that, Vic. And I know we're going to get to our instant reactions here. And I'll go ahead and start. First of all, thank you for everyone that's hopping in right now. Hit that like button if you're on YouTube. But instant reactions from this game. Caleb Williams is a closer, man. We've seen it so many times this year. I think 4 or 5 game-winning drives just in this in this regular season alone. And he is. I know he said he does not get nervous. We saw that during his rookie year on Hard Knocks. And I really, honest, was like, okay, dude, like, come on, I don't believe you. But seriously, last week, I think we have another still from the sideline before he went for that game-winning drive. He is just so cool, calm, and collected. And I have not really seen a Bears quarterback really do what he does when it's crunch time. Almost lost for words. I'll be honest, this game was so ugly. I really was. It's similar to last week when we almost lost that one, but this one was like we got our butts kicked most of this game. We did not deserve this win. And if Jackson Dart doesn't go down, I don't know what that looks like. Probably but I'm not going to apologize. No. And for me, I think you got a huge answer today, and it was your quarterback, because the Bears did not win because of Ben Johnson. They did not win because of the defense and the turnovers. They won because of Caleb Williams and their quarterback. And when you win because of your quarterback, that's when you hit that elite tier, that different stratosphere where most teams, that's what they want. That's what the Bears have been searching for. That's what 7 of 8, 9 teams that don't have a quarterback right now are searching for. And when you have a guy that can put it on his arm in the first drive, right, and then do it with his legs the second drive, it's quite incredible. Shout out to Colson Lovin. That catch he had beautiful. On 3rd and 10. That guy is unbelievable. Shout out to Luther Burden. I know we love OZ, but less OZ, more Luther. It's simple as that. And Ben Johnson probably had his worst offensive play calling as a Bears head coach. The Bears still put up 24, and they came back and won because they scored 2 touchdown drives, not field goals. They went down, scored touchdowns, got out of there with a win, 6-3. I'm not sure what the division has done today. I know the Vikings, I think, lost, but they're kind of just separating themselves at the bottom here. But at the end of the day, I know I'm going a little bit long. We'll get to your instant reaction here, Vic. But I am just so happy for this team, and it is ugly. But like I said, winning close games is an art. You saw it in Kansas City last year. The Bears are winning ugly, and hopefully they get some other play. Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, get some of these guys back. And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson, my last thing I want to say, shout out to him. One of the best signings of the season so far because it was cheap. And, I mean, who would have thought this guy with 2 sacks, a forced fumble, the pressures he has too. Unbelievable day for him. Shout out to the Bears. They give me a heart attack every single week, it feels like. But this is a fun team to cover. And that we have not been able to say that in a long time. So, Vic, pass it over to you, brother. How you feeling?
Oh my gosh. I think you're a little more calm, cool, and collected than I am, because I was dying. I did not have faith in this team at all. Jackson Dart, who has been playing well, right? Coming to the game, 15 touchdowns, only like 3 turnovers, looking really good, leads the league in rushing touchdowns for a quarterback. Like he's playing well. And for 3 quarters, he did. The play of the game, like you talked about, C.J. Gardner-Johnson forcing that fumble, and unfortunately, Jackson Dart gets hurt. Now, we don't know what would happen, but I'll tell you this. Having Russell Wilson versus Jackson Dart was favorable for the Chicago Bears, and we saw that. They were not able to do anything with Russell in there. The defense stepped up when it matters the most, and you know what? This team found a way to win. I think that's what's different about this team. There's a quote from Curt Cignetti yesterday, because that was another heart attack game I had to watch from IU. So this week, I'm surprised I came out alive. But Curt Cignetti had a great quote, and it actually relates to this Bears season so far. It's refuse to lose, right? You may have an ugly-ass game, 3 quarters, offense, defense, special teams, just garbage all around. But you find a way to win the game. Good teams do that. Right now, was this against a good team? Absolutely not. We probably should have just blown them out to begin with. But you came to the office, it wasn't your best day, and you're still able to pack up your shit and get the W, and that's what's most important. And obviously, we're going to talk about Caleb ad nauseum, but you said it perfectly, clutch. This man has been clutch multiple games now, right? First 3 quarters may not be going his way, but when it matters most, when he needs the drive, he's been clutch. And it's not just this season. He did it last season too, but the problem was we had a, not a competent head coach who would not do clock management well, and therefore they didn't actually get the chance to win it, or there was block kicks. They didn't do that. They actually scored touchdowns when needed. Final thing, because again, I want to be positive about this game because it's a win. You want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But this game was so infuriating because of the drops. Holy shit. OZ, man, you had that major drop. What was that, 2 games ago? We probably could have took it to the house. We won that game, thankfully.
Yeah.
This game, you had 5 targets. You had 1 reception. You had 3 drops. One of them was a bad ball by Caleb. Not the drop, but one of them that you didn't catch. But 3 drops, and 2 of them were on 3rd down. You have to catch the freaking ball. Now, Rones, I will give – the Rones was more infuriating because of the drops we had up to that point. He had the team had 7 drops, and that was the 8th one. Pass interference. It was a tough catch, but overall, I'm not too mad about that because he had a good game. But this team was shooting themselves in the foot, particularly on 3rd down and 4th down. And that's why I didn't have faith going in, because I'm like, dude, you can't get the little things right. Oh, a yard to go. You can't get a yard because the play calling was pretty bad, or there's a drop ball. So not having, not for Caleb not being in favorable situations, he put the team on his back, gets a scramble, runs, gets a touchdown. So hats off to the offense, and also hats off to the defense, even though it's Russell Wilson doing what they need to do when it matters most. And I think that is the main point of my rant here, is that this team is different than last year, because in the 4th quarter, typically when the game is close, they do what they can to stay in it and honestly win it. Right? Their losses this year, they haven't been close in the 4th quarter. But every time they've been close in the 4th quarter, they've won this year. So shout out to them, because that is night and day from what we saw last year.
Yeah, I think you're right, Vic. That's what was so infuriating throughout most of this game, where I said the Bears have an opportunity here to be 6-3. 6-3, and the schedule does not get easier. Luckily, you have 2 winnable games here. The Vikings, I think, are next.
Yeah, Vikings and Steelers.
And Steelers, tough games. And I'll shout out to Jackson Dart. I know he kind of reminds me of like JJ McCarthy as far as like his persona.
Yeah.
But I think he can actually play.
He looks good.
and it is easy to play when you're going against a Bears secondary that's really just sliced cheese right
Awful,
now.
Bro.
They make some plays when you need it, but I mean, wow. I hope to God Kyler, he was not put on. Was he put on IR?
Yes, Kyler was.
Okay,
so he's
so
out.
we're not getting back for at least another 2 more weeks. So
2 more weeks, yeah, after the Steelers.
We'll see what this defense can do, because there's going to be some really tough matchups. But this is the NFL. You week to week league. Anybody can win any game. Look at in Germany when the Falcons were playing the 7-2, now 8-2, the Colts. Took them to overtime, man. And that's what the NFL is about. Winning these close games is an art. Like I said, it's a must too. If you want to make the playoffs, you have to have these clutch performances where these games are going to be decided by a drive. It's simple as that. And I'm just really, really thankful the Bears were able to get this one, because it is going to be a tough season. But now you're playing for the play. Like, you are legit playing for the playoffs, and you can even say the NFC North. I know they're 0-2 right now, but
you got Packers. Yeah, go ahead.
Packers are 5-2. Bears are now 6-3. Lions are 5-3. Vikings are 4-5. So for me, you're looking here. Packers play tonight?
Yes, they do. Big game tonight against the Eagles. And the Lions are playing as we speak.
They play at 7:15?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God, we get a hate watch, bro.
Yeah.
This is great. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Bears win, and we get to hate watch the Packers. It does not get much better than this, guys. It does not get much better.
No, sorry. The joy in your face.
I'm just so shocked.
Was awesome to watch.
I thought they were playing right now. I thought they were playing the 325 slate. That's why I guess I couldn't find the score.
Monday night. Sorry, it's Monday night. Even better. So
but I wanted to watch it tonight.
That's true. Sorry.
Okay.
Hey, Kanan on Twitter. Thank you, Kanan. Said Packers play Monday. I knew it was a primetime game, but thank you.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm excited for this team. You're 6-3. We talk about the playoffs. I mean, I don't know where they're going to be at in the wild card. We have to see, how the rest of these games play out. But the Bears this was a game they needed to stay within the hunt for the NFC North.
Yep.
Because if they would have lost today, it was a pipe dream. It would have been brutal. And I really think it would have been zero opportunity for them to win this division because it's so tough, man. And now winning this game sets you up to kind of control your destiny here, where you have those divisional games in the back half. Go win a couple. Go win a couple. Beat the Vikings next week. Somehow beat the Steelers, which I don't think it's not a tall task, but if you could beat those two, you're looking at 8-3 heading into the divisional games, essentially.
Can I say this, though? Because this was actually what I was going to say in my head if we lost this game. If this team plays like this against any other team, I was like, if this is the Chicago Bears, what we saw today when I was thinking about in the third, going into the fourth quarter, I was like, they will not win another game. Like, it was that bad. And so I think that's important in a way, is like, it's such a week-by-week game, obviously a week-by-week situation with the NFL. But this team, though it got the win, it needs to understand, if you want to split the Packers, if you want to somehow steal one against the Lions, if you want to also split the Vikings, you cannot play any sort of football like you did today, right? You can do that against a 2-7 team that just lost their quarterback who was playing well. You can't do that against a Vikings team that ended up doing that against you in week 1. And I'm not trying to be negative on that, but I'm saying they need to understand, like, hey, you got the win, but we have got to play better. You have got to play better. Your best games can't only be when you're playing, for an offense, it can't be only when you're playing the Dallas Cowboys or the Bengals. And the defense, bro, you got to play better. You just do. I will say, though, I'll give him credit. Only giving up 20 points was actually pretty good. Wright should have had that pick at the end. They got a takeaway. And I tweeted about this too, which is crazy. And it was like 10 minutes after I tweeted it happened, but I tweeted that the Bears, when they have 0 takeaways, they've lost every single game this season. Every time they've gotten one takeaway, at least one, they've won. And they got the one, and it literally turned the game. And I was like, you know what? We have a chance. So this defense is very bend or break. Hopefully, that's hard to sustain continuous turnovers, but kind of going along here. But this team, yes, I'm happy for it. I'm super excited, 6-3. But now you want to be a playoff caliber team, we got to start to play like a playoff caliber team,
Right. Yeah. I think you tweeted early on, you said this is not a playoff team. And I was like, I was with you. I was definitely with you in your thinking. I was like, because if you lose this game, you're likely going to make the playoffs. I just don't think it's a lot tougher of a road because you're 5-4 instead of 6-3. Now you have some room for some error, for some growth. But at the end of the day, man, you just win how you can. And the Bears have done it for them to win because of their quarterback and win the way they did today, it wasn't easy. I mean, the Giants defense was getting pressure. It wasn't a perfect day for the offensive line. And Ben Johnson did not have his best play calling. And when they needed it most, those final 2 drives, they got it done. And then shout out to the defense. They got to stop. It's what you got to do in this league sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Man,
crazy. Yeah, it was what a night and day. It's literally the opposite of the Vikings game. What the Vikings did to us is exactly what the Bears finally did to someone else. And it's hard to gauge a team when most of the game, when was it 15-minute quarters, when 47 to 48 minutes of the game, they're playing worse than the other team. And then the 12 minutes, they just stomp them. So it's like, is the team more of the 12-minute team or is this team more of the 48-minute team? And that's what's hard to gauge, The record would say it's more of the 12, but it's hard. Go ahead.
That loss to the Minnesota, like I said it when it happened. It's going to be one we're going to look back and just regret, because now they're 4-5. The Vikings are 4-5. They lost to the Ravens today. I think they're extremely beatable. Who did the Vikings even like? What
Ravens?
No, I know like that, but what did they do today? I want to look at the stats. So yeah, JJ McCarthy, 20 of 42 for 248, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. I'm not sure if there was drops or anything. And not the best performance ever.
I saw
Jackson 170s. What do you say?
No, I saw one of the picks. It was not good. He kind of forced a deep ball and that got double coverage and that got picked. But I mean, look, they're beatable. Any of these teams are beatable. Packers are beatable. Sure. Lions will be a little bit harder to say they're beatable because they dropped 50 on us and they look good. But the Lions just lost to the Vikings. You know what I mean? Any given Sunday. That's why we love the NFL. So this team, if this team shows up like it has on some games like versus Washington, you know what I mean? where like you're in it, you're competitive. It wasn't like you played a bad game or like against the bad teams, how they've shown up there, then you have a chance. But if you show up like you did for these 3 quarters, no, you're going to get your break stopped. So again, we'll have to see. That's why they play the game. But all in all, even with all of the nastiness and ugliness of this team, they gave themselves a chance. And that is all you can ask for right now. You know, when you get to the playoffs, you can't do that because you're going to get bounced right away or even late in the season, right? But for now, in the game you played against a bad team, you found a way to win. And the team last year doesn't do that. The team last year doesn't even make a shot to come back. They get stomped. Like not even close. Or they come back and they run out of timeouts or that, you know, some dumb thing from a head coach and it just doesn't work. So I think this is also great for Caleb Williams building up that confidence of like, I can do this. Not saying he doesn't have that, but like he's now shown it over and over and over and over again. When the pressure is on, he does what he needs to do to win the game. Like it's crazy.
He's done it.
It is over and over. So
it's consistency, and that's all you can ask for out of your quarterback. When things aren't going right, you cover it up. Bears really didn't help him at all. There was 6-7 drops today. You know, a touchdown or 2 left out there, and he pulled him back up, put him on his back, said, "Hey," literally took him to the finish line. And you just don't see that a lot in Chicago in regards to what the quarterback can do for you. So with that, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we're going to go ahead and get to our grades after. And again, hit that like button if you're here on YouTube. There's a lot. Appreciate y'all.
First off, thank you for watching the BFR podcast, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag New Face Gang in the chat. That's hashtag New Face Gang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the #1 show for the fans by the fans, the BFR podcast. Now let's get back to the show. Appreciate your support as always. Make sure to drop those OGs in there. If this is your first time, welcome to the Bears Film Room podcast, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. Appreciate you being here. Go ahead and throw those in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end. I do want to put one. There was a funny comment here when you were talking about the did I not start? Oh, here it is. Yeah, from the hate watch, your response to the hate watch for the Packers. But here, Eduardo Garcia. I said Dave just bared down. So if you remember from last episode, bared down my legs. That was just a funny one. So appreciate the comments in there again. Throw the OGs in there. The New Face Gang. We appreciate all of you in there. Funny. All of you being active as well. Okay, let's actually get to the breakdown of the game after we did our instant reactions. Let's get to it. Starting off, game recap that we have here. As we know, Bears win a thriller 24-20. I mean, what a game. We had 3 touchdowns, 1 field goal, which I think is clutch. Also, Greg Olsen talked about this during the game, and I couldn't agree with him more. The Giants going for the field goal on their 1-yard line made absolutely 0 sense. And because of it, they lost. They should have went for it. Even if they wouldn't have got it, the Bears would have had to march 99 yards down the field. Made no sense. But thank you, Brian Daboll. That's how you're going to lose your job. We gave up 2 touchdowns to them. They had 2 field goals, and that was the main difference there. Passing yards, Caleb had 220. They had 262. They were dicing us up.
God, his stat line should have looked so much better.
Oh, I agree. I think Greg Olsen said there's probably over 100 missed yards from drops today. So that's kind of crazy.
And that completion percentage is just going to look.
Oh, for sure. I think at one point when he had 10 incompletions, when he'd reached 10, 6 of them were for drops, which is crazy. Rushing yards. I hit my bold one here, barely, but 169 on the ground. Thank you, Caleb Williams, for adding 63 to that. And then they had 171. So again, defense gave up 400 plus yards. Not a good look. First downs, we had 23, they're 21. 0 interceptions by both. But what's huge here, Dave, and I'm actually going to give you credit for this, 4 sacks. Now, Montez Sweat had 2 in that game. You said, hey, look, Montez might get hot here, and it might be a different story. And I believe now he has 5.5 sacks, 4.5 in the last 4 games. So,
and I think that's a testament to, obviously this was before Booker. He's been on that streak, but Booker helps. I think the interior as well is getting through with Javon Dexter. He looked really good today. But yeah, Montez Sweat, he's doing what you need him to do. And we need him. We need him to continue to get that pressure, because if anybody back there gets more than 3, 4, 5 seconds, it's over.
It's over. It is with this secondary. It is over.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him heating up. Same with Austin Booker. I thought he had a good game. We'll have to go and look at the tape, but yeah, shout out to Montez.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for sending him on that hot streak, and shout out to you, Montez, for doing that. All right, let's get to the man of the hour though. Caleb Williams here, 20 for 36. Yes, it probably should be like, I don't know, probably like 25 for 30, probably, if you take away the drops. But passing yards, 220, like I said, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. That's huge. I know stat line's not crazy, but he did not turn the ball over. Rush yards, 63, which is big, because obviously he had that big run at the end. QB rating of 83.1, which isn't bad. But there's one thing I want to talk about here, is that his ability to avoid the sack. Last year, we saw it and we're like, yeah, that's pretty good. But you also got sacked 68 times, so it's kind of hard to notice. Bro, it is hard to take him down. The Bears just win. The Bears, I'll go be quicker, but the Bears just win against one of the deadliest defensive lines in the league. Thibodeau, Brian Burns, the sack leader, Brian Burns, the NFL sack leader. Abdul Carter, who gets hella pressures, maybe not sacks. And then Dexter Lawrence, one of the best defensive tackles in the league. And none of them could find a way to get him down. It's like Caleb Williams is covered in butter or something. He's so slippery back there. I think because of his shorter stature, he can kind of like duck and whatnot. And he loves that like reverse spin move, which is always nice. But I just kind of have to give a shout to that, because I think that's one of his most underrated qualities. And you see a lot of times people talking about like his time to throw is really long, which it is. But a lot of times that's because he's avoiding a sack and extending it. There was at least 5 avoided sacks I remember this game. And 3 of them were completions, and one of them was a DJ Moore, which is a hard catch, right, to start the drive. And the second one was that beautiful dart to Zacchaeus that he dropped in the in the end zone in the first quarter. So, like, I am so impressed by watching that. Obviously, we don't, hopefully he doesn't have to do that and he can find reads faster, but have to give a shout to that part of the game, because I feel like it's not talked about enough.
Yeah. No, yeah, he is elusive. And that's there's a difference between, obviously when Ben's coaching Caleb and when he coached Goff, and Goff is a great quarterback, but he's a statue essentially. And Caleb, he's able to, today you saw it, like he's already been elite at it this year. Like we've seen it time and time, but today it was very, very evident where he was just unbelievable. You could not bring him down very easily. I think they had a sack, maybe 2, but Caleb is just, he's quite incredible. I would say he's already top 5 in the league in regards to his elusiveness. His ability to keep looking, his eyes are down the field too. And sometimes we want him to run. I get that, but his ability to kind of just feel that pressure, but then that spin out, it's elite, man. It's elite. He's an escape artist. And I love that game, or that factor he has in his game, because it's rare. It's rare, because there's a lot of athletic guys, but to have that feel too. And I love what he does too, when he kind of spins out, or when he's kind of breaking the pocket, when it is breaking down, he'll like kind of look back behind him. He takes a quick little look in this direction towards like his left, or vice versa if he's moving out to his right. And he always peeks. And it's very, very subtle, but it's rare. It's rare because not a lot of guys do that. And he's able to understand when he does that, to gather the intel, the information that, I have time to go and create, or no, I don't. I got to put on the burners, right? And you saw it time and time again. He almost scored at the end on that. He kind of fumbled, like he kind of like stumbled, but I thought he probably gets in there if he doesn't stumble. And of course, then he hits Rome right in the middle of the end zone for a wide open touchdown. So his game is it's evolving. It's getting better and better. Obviously, the Bears receivers did not help him out today. But that's where I think you need to see more Luther Burden, because he doesn't drop anything.
Colston either. Colston's been like that for a couple weeks. Like, give him the ball.
These 2 rookies, man.
Yeah, they look good, so I want to say this though about the peak. You're right, Dave. But another thing that's really good that we didn't notice as much last year, if you look at all the sacks Caleb has taken this year, a majority of them are not big losses. They're not sacks for like 10 yards, 12 yards. He evades the pocket. he ends up probably stepping up in the pocket and he gets sacked for like 2-3 yards, right? So obviously you don't want to get sacked, but he does a good job of like knowing, okay, this is the center of the pocket. If I break out, here's where the pocket has moved because your linemen are moving, and he kind of like recenters himself in it. So then he has an opportunity to run forward. So I think like even that was already his best trait, in my opinion, was his pocket presence last year. I remember talking about that a lot, but this year it feels like it's even better because last year there was so many times where, like, especially in field goal range, we'd be like, dog, why did you take that 17-yard sack, right? Why'd you take that 10-yard sack? Now we're out of field goal range. And this year when I watch him, I'm like, oh, all of his sacks are like 2-yard losses. And so that is huge because that's easy to make up for compared to dropping, going from 2nd and 10 to 3rd and 12 is a much more convertible situation than going from 2nd and 10 to 3rd and 17, right? So shout out to him for, I think quality of his game that's not talked about much is that pocket presence, that feel, and also his evadability. Evadability, is that a word? His elusiveness in the pocket. How about that?
Yeah,
his ability to avoid.
Evade.
Yeah, there we go. I just made up one on the spot. Thank you. But yeah, it's pretty good.
I get what you're saying.
And it's paying off because if we look, where's he at for the 4K tracker here?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Man's on par. He's on par, right? So he needs 235 per game. He had 220, so his average was brought down, but he's at 237. So he's probably like 4,004 yards. I don't know. Let me think. No, it'd be 2 yards. Yeah, 4,014 yards, I think is what he's on pace for. So, hey, he's going to do it. He probably needs a little bit more for me to feel comfortable because I'm sure there's going to be a game here or there what might be worse than that. He needs a 300-yard game. He has not had one yet.
And he probably has one today. That's the funny part, or the sad part, I guess, depending how you look at it. So what's he on pace for? I'm trying to see that.
So he's on pace for like 4,014, I believe.
Okay,
something around there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you can see he had that 298. That was his best game. Baltimore, he had 285, but they lost that one. He had 280 against Cincy. So he's been in like the mid 200s, had 172 game under 200, but overall he's still on pace. But I mean, obviously that's important for us Bears fans, but what's most important is that we're winning games. So if you don't throw for 300, but the run game is good and you're clutch when you need to, and overall we walk away and feel like you did a great job as a quarterback, I'm totally fine with that. But that's just icing on the cake, and hopefully he can get that. Now, the QBR tracker for him didn't necessarily do him favors, and a lot of that is just due to that completion percentage. He dropped down a little bit, 83. It's not horrible. It's not great, but I'm taking that for a grain of salt because if you watch the game, obviously everyone on here did. You can tell the eye test says that he was not the reason they lost this game, and he did not play poorly, right? Actually, I have a question for you, Dave. During even the first 3 quarters, I don't think there was a play because normally there's like 1 or 2 plays. You're like, I don't really know what you're doing there, Caleb. I feel like his decision-making was pretty good. Now, maybe, some of the throws are a little bit harder because he's rolling out across his body and whatnot, but like every pass, I was like, that makes sense why you threw it there. Was there any of them where you're like, oh my God, he missed this person wide here, or that ball was completely ass? I don't know if I remember that many this game compared to like last week. There was definitely a bunch. So
not much. It's really, if you want to be nitpicky, early on when he felt like he was just going for kill shots, and
definitely was.
And to be honest, there was a drop or two where Zacchaeus has dropped for a touchdown. The one that he threw to Rome, beautiful,
a little bit far, beautiful.
I mean, it was if he would have connected on that one, that would have been crazy. But he had DJ Moore coming across the middle, would have been easy, 15 yards. So for me, he just big game hunts sometimes. And I don't ever want to take that away, so don't change. But sometimes it's like, ooh. But it's early in the game. I get that. Like when you see the final 2 drives, where both ending in touchdowns, he almost made every correct decision. He went deep when he needed to. Found Luther Burden, Colston Loveland. It's like, but early on in the game, I feel like it's a closer game. There's not as much on the line early on, so he's going to take those big shots to maybe try and get a early lead. So those big explosive plays that the Bears are really, really good at, and I think are a top 5 in the league. They've been leading the league, I think, for the most part. We'll see what they are after this week, but he hunts for those big time 20+ yard completions, and I love that about him. But sometimes you do wish where you wish and you don't, because like I said, it's like pick your poison. Sometimes you can thrive in it, and I guess you can die in it. And so today he did a great job of like knowing when to push those buttons, and his team kind of let him down early on for the probably first 3 at least quarters, 3.5. But they found a way, man. Found a way.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Excuse me. And then Eduardo Garcia on YouTube had a good comment here about that throw to Rome on the 1 yard line. So I thought, and I think most people did, was like third down, you're going to do a high risk. That's a high risk play. Like the fade routes aren't called that much in the NFL anymore because offensive coordinators learned that it's a very risky play and it's very hard to convert. But Greg Olson was saying that play was actually called a run that you can basically you can check into a fade route. And that's why it kind of looks like Rome is blocking a little bit. The problem was Dahlman had a high snap. Caleb couldn't get the snap. Like it was up here and he felt it was a delay on the play. So therefore he checked it live to a fade route and there's a miscommunication there. So I think it's really due to the bad snap. That was probably going to be a handoff to Manungai for a touchdown, but I felt you on that same one. I was like, why would you decide to do a fade route? I mean, sure, Rome's good, but like third down and 1, that's when you want to do it. Interesting. But yeah, that's not Ben Johnson's best game. I'm not putting that one on him, but there was definitely some plays where I was like, man, that's typically.
And with that fade route, it didn't even look like Rome knew that was that's what was going.
Yeah, I think he thought he was run blocking. It looked like he was still run blocking. Yeah. So but yeah, they won. So there it is. So, yeah, that's a good one, though. But I agree with you completely on all of that. A lot of comments in here said we need more Luther and Loveland. Absolutely. Cheese in the Bear Pod said Luther over OZ. Yes, please. Okay, cool. Let's get to our second ad break here, and then we're going to get to the MVPs of the game. Then we'll get to our game meters as well. All right, we're going to get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come. I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events if we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show. Absolutely. Appreciate all the support from y'all. Feel free to join the Patreon. Link is in the description. Got a free tier in there as well if you want to see what's going on, but a lot of good stuff there as well. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people joining too. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do. We really appreciate all y'all. And again, you'll get a shout out for every show that we do. We love our Patreon members. We love all y'all, but our Patreon members get even special treatment. So shout out to every single one of y'all. Okay, speaking of shout-outs, let's get to the MVPs of the game. All right, for me, the game balls is actually going to go to this offensive line. Man, they were great. Now, did they give up, some pressures? Of course, every offensive line does. But for the defensive line they were going against, they played incredible. They gave up 0 sacks. Now, a lot of that's also thanks to Caleb avoiding whatnot. But they did a pretty phenomenal job. And then I was particularly watching them on the last drives. They gave Caleb plenty of time and did a great job allowing Caleb to look to see where he needs to go, first read, second read, and doing what he needs to do. And just overall, the offense on those last 2 drives, as we know, was like perfect. That run, even Cole Kmet getting that block for the touchdown, like this team does a great job when they need to. But I have to give a shout out to the big guys. Darnell Wright, though, all game I watched him. I tried to. Like, obviously not every play, but I was really tuning into him. Couldn't do a thing on Darnell Wright. Brian Burns tried to do a spin. Darnell Wright knocked him on his ass. Darnell Wright, I would be surprised if he gave up a pressure, right? Maybe it was like late. Caleb's holding it like 3+ seconds and there's a pressure, but he can go out on the island and basically shut down anyone. It is incredible to see the jump that this guy has had year 3. And I've talked about it with all these players. A lot of it, I'm not calling where they kind of are until year 3, because the first year's your rookie year. You're learning a lot. The second year, you're stacking. Third year, now we have a lot of data to kind of feel, are you projecting up? Are you kind of where you're at, or are you projecting down? And with Darnell Wright fucking skyrocketing to the moon, this man looks like a great pick. So shout out to Ryan Poles on that. But the offensive line overall has been fantastic. Go ahead.
I will say with Darnell, and I'm excited to watch the film again. He was great last week. The one thing I think the Bears are, and maybe it's sometimes they expect they move him, or like they want him to not isolate. So like in a run game where they'll pull him out and he just has to run. He has to cover a lot of ground in like 2 seconds. And I know he's really, really fast for his size. One of the best right tackles in the league right now. But sometimes what I'm trying to say is they kind of ask him to do a little too much when it comes to his speed. Because sometimes I think he's just a tick slow on some of these runs where he has to get out and make a block, and he's just a tick slow sometimes. And I saw it last week on the film. And this week, when I go back, I guarantee there's going to be a couple of those.
Well, it was that third down is the one in particular.
Probably.
Now he hit the block. The fourth. You remember that trick play? It was like the outside run with Swift.
Yeah,
that's the play in particular. I agree, because he had to go out not to the linebacker. I think he had to go out to the outside defensive back. We'll have to rewatch the film, but I agree with you on that. It's a couple of them.
And he can get there. He can get there sometimes. But yes, sometimes I think they're just, and he'd probably said, doesn't tell him no. He's like, I'm gonna make it happen, and he does most of the time. But sometimes I feel like they're just like, they expect so much out of him, and he's so good and he can do it. But there's sometimes where it's just, I don't know if that's humanly possible for him to get out there. So But other than that, he's an all-pro. He's going to be an all-pro. I guarantee it right now. All-pro type guy. And he has one arm. Like he's injured. There's a torn something in that elbow. And this guy is just, Also, not a lot of trick plays today. I know it was freezing, and I guess they couldn't catch the ball, so it's probably best not to.
I was about to say, horrible time to do trick plays.
All I'm saying is, like, you didn't see a lot of that.
The only one would have probably been that Swift one, where it was like a counter. I got to go back to it, but that was the only play where I was like, oh, I can tell Ben Johnson went into his bag a little bit. And funny enough, it was one of the worst called plays of the whole game. So yeah, interesting. I noticed that too. I'm like, oh, they're being a little conservative, but maybe there's weather that has to do with that. Like having a non-quarterback make some throws and whatnot. And I'm sure once Ben Johnson saw that my team's not fucking catching the ball,
dude, like, it was evident. Yeah, it was evident.
Absolutely not. So I can't even.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, let's get to your MVP, which is the true MVP, I think.
Yeah.
No surprise.
We both could have done this guy. We both could have picked one. Or picked him. And Caleb, you don't win this game because of him. You don't win without. I'm sorry, you do not win this game without Caleb Williams. And he elevated everyone today. He made everyone better. There's not much more you want from your quarterback when the game's on the line. There's a really good quote here from Theo Bennett in the locker room. He goes, this is about Caleb. He goes, he's like a vet. I was joking with him. We call it see Willie time because he's just cool as ever in the fourth quarter. Something just in him really rises to that occasion. And that's what we saw today. Like he just made every play that the Bears needed him to do. And a lot of it was with his arm. But man, his legs, his ability to run is so underrated. And those defensive ends for the Giants and that defensive line really altogether, they are fast. They are so freaking fast. They have elite speed for that group, and Caleb still outruns them and beats them to the edge multiple times throughout this game. Or he's just so elusive, like we talked about earlier in our conversation, Vic. You can't arm tackle him. He's so strong. He's built really thick. It's going to be weird. He's thick, dude. Like, he does not go down easily. He's got at least he's what, 210, right? Something like that.
Yeah. He's probably like
a tank, man.
Yeah.
And he got banged up a couple times too, and he never wavered. He's 226. I'm sorry, almost 230 pounds.
That's crazy.
6'1". He is. Yeah,
he's like my size.
You don't expect it, dude.
It's wild.
He is.
Yeah, he's thick. Yeah, for real.
I can continue to go on, but Caleb, his
sick.
elusiveness is already what makes him so good and so lethal.
You know what's interesting with him too? Watch his
Mhm.
feet when he tries to have like sacks. He does now he almost got injured from doing this, but he's really good of not getting tripped up. He does like this high knee kick thing when he feels like there's a leg, like an arm swipe about to hit his leg. So yeah, but I'm not third. I was gonna ask what your favorite play was. I guess that touchdown would probably do it, but I was thinking about for me what I would pick, and I'm actually thinking how he avoided that third down. What was that in the first quarter or second quarter? Right, offense isn't doing much, and it looks like they got him behind on 3rd and 4, and he somehow like dips through, outruns the defensive end, and gets a first down. It's quite remarkable because like I think you make a good point. Outrunning this defensive line is not an easy task. They are athletes across the board.
Yeah, I'm looking here at just real quick some of these plays. He's unbelievable. He's probably in the elite category there. I can't wait to watch this film, dude. Yeah. I cannot wait.
Also, mini plug, we'll have we have the all 22 of Caleb Williams. That'll be out tomorrow. So that's free to watch. You can just go to our YouTube and we've post them every week, but that'll be a good one. When I'm putting that one together, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of plays I'm gonna have on replay. Be like, hell yeah. Especially in the fourth quarter. First three, maybe not as much, but that fourth quarter, I'm definitely gonna be locked in on that. So definitely good stuff from Caleb. So speaking of Caleb here, let's get to our Caleb meters.
Yeah.
Let's kick it off here. I'm going to give him a little bump up. You know, I think he played even through the first 3 quarters. I was not feeling like, oh my God, Caleb. I was like, fucking catch the ball, team. I was thinking, hey, can you help out Caleb, please? He's making the right decisions downfield. He's avoiding sacks. He's doing his best to make this offense move. But every third down, it's like these guys ate popcorn and they fucking couldn't catch the ball. Also, I think kind of a part of that issue, Dave, is that I'm glad he has this arm talent, but he has arm strength, easily top 5 in the league. And he zips the ball.
The wind today. The wind. Well, him and Jackson Dart, it really didn't affect both of them. Both have really strong arms. Caleb is up there. We already knew this though. His ability for his stats. I know he's only 6'1", but he's 228. But he has something that is just you can't teach it. No matter how many times you go to a private workout, whatever it is. He is just a gifted thrower of the football, and that arm is a cannon. Their arm is a cannon. It was funny. It was the broadcast was talking about the Hail Mary at the end of the half where they ended up just kneeling it. But like if Caleb could get through he was like 60 yards. If he can get through this, throw it 60 against this wind, it would be incredible. I really think he could have. I really truly think it would. But why risk it there? I kind of like that call. Sure. I don't need an interception on the stat sheet either. Fuck that.
No, thank you.
Come on now. My agenda?
Yeah, absolutely not. We need as much positive things for Caleb in the national media. But yeah, let's speaking of him positive, let's get to you on where you got him at. I'm muted.
Yeah, I have. It's not changing. It's staying right here. Even if they didn't win this game, I was not going to ding him any points or anything like that. I thought he did enough, and his receivers really just failed him outside of Luther. And I think Rome had a great day too. So anywho, simple. Simple for me.
Yeah. He's been looking good. They've been winning games. Can't be mad about it. Now this one, not much movement here for the Ben meter. We'll probably keep it to the end of the season just to see how things are going, because it could have moved maybe a little bit depending on how this game goes. But I don't know, man. I feel like it might be lock steady now. I moved him up a tad, but he's going to be in the green just from the fact of the head coach and his decision-making comes into play in the most crucial moments. Like that's where you see who your head coach is when the pressure is on late at the end of half, late at the end of games. What does your head coach do to get your team ready, to get the guys ready to go out there and find a way to win? And I tweeted about it. I said, hey, look, if the Bears lose, this is the first half, by the way. I was like, if the Bears lose, this is 100% on Ben Johnson. Not getting your guys ready against a 2-7 team, coming out here playing flat, dropped penalties, blown coverage, things like that. That's on your head coach. But to his credit as well, they found a way to win. So yes, obviously he needs to get the team ready, but this league's about wins and losses, and you get them when you can. And he did the ultimate goal, which was to get the win. So you got to give him credit for that, because we keep saying this. but it's so true. We have a night and day comparison of what our previous head coach was and what would happen in those situations versus what this team has done with, these current situations. So I'm going to keep them in the green. And then yours is pretty quick as well. You've been here for a minute. But.
Yeah. Can I say something, Vic? I want to put less work on you. Bring that graphic back up because this should be the last time we see it, boys.
Okay.
At least for this year. I'm saying right now, let's get rid of the Ben meter. He's the guy. Right. He's the guy. Until maybe 2 years. Let's hopefully we don't have to, bring this
back. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
But for me, I think we retire this meter. He showed today.
I love it.
Even though it was a brutal day, he still called those plays on those final 2 touchdown drives. Caleb executed him, sure, and he obviously improvised a ton. But I trust that we have our head coach, man. He is still so elite in so many categories, and this game looks differently play calling wise. Sure, there was some stuff I did not like, but those 6-7 drops, we're looking at a whole different ballgame, in my opinion. So
for sure, because there were a lot of those were on third down too, which sucks.
Yeah.
Third or fourth. So, but yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's work on me, and also that's the one consistent that we've kind of been Ben feels like he passes the eye test every week. Maybe not week 1 because we're damn, first head coach, he blows it, not great. But since then, we're kind of he's kind of the guy. So, maybe after week 2 because we also got beat by 50. But since week 3 on. I think Ben has definitely been the guy, so I'm definitely down to retire that. Okay, so final thing here. We got grades of the game. We're going to get to our ad read, and then we are going to have our voicemails, like always, a bunch of them in. If you want, you can try to get them in real quick. You can leave a voicemail here, speakpipe.com/the BFR podcast. If you can get them in within the next couple of minutes, I can probably get them in here. But we had a bunch of them come in. Really excited about that. But let's get to the team. Let's get to the grades of the game. Jesus, English is tough after a win. Okay, offense. The last 2 drives give you a bump. It's a B. You found a way to win. You got 2 touchdowns in less than 10 minutes. Great job. You showed up when you need to the most. Defense is a C+. It would be worse because you gave up 400 yards, but you held them to 2 field goals, which was crucial, and you got stops when you needed it the most, and you got a takeaway, which is you're still the number 1 leading team in takeaways. I don't know how sustainable that is, but because of that, you get at least a C+. You did enough for you not to be the main reason why we lost the game because we didn't. Special teams, though, and this is not regards to Cairo or Torrey Taylor, but it just goes to the kickoff return, bro. Oh, my gosh. Why are we the worst kickoff return team in the league? I feel like teams start at the 40 every play. It is horrible. And then our kickoff return game is abysmal. We have not had a good kickoff return except one this year, which was, I think, Luther Burden, but I'm pretty sure it got called back because of a penalty. So Richard Hightower, I don't know. I'm not really on board. And then coaching overall, this is more tied to Dennis Allen and Johnson. You showed up when it matters the most. Dennis Allen on that third down, sending that, they show a lot of that mug, but then they drop into coverage. But on this time, you get into that double mug and you send CJ or CD, as they want to be called, on that blitz get that sack. That was huge. Great play, dialed up right when you needed it. And then obviously we talked about Ben Johnson and what the offense was about to do. You found a way to win, so overall I'll give you a B.
Yeah. Let's get to my grades. I agree with everything you said. Honestly, probably a little bit more than my own grades. I wanted to keep it all a D straight. This is honestly, I just don't think it was a pretty game. Special teams, D. Coaching, D. Defense, D. Offense, D. And if you had a Caleb Williams tier here and maybe a Luther Burden, it'd be like an A or I'm sorry, not. Yeah, it would probably be an A. Caleb did a lot of great stuff today. And if you look at the stat sheet, it's not going to show everything, but the individual effort. And then, of course, Luther Burden, those guys were like the highlights for me. And so overall, I'm going to keep it 100, keep the grades authentic.
No,
because
that's fair.
It was not pretty, but you won. And like I said, it's an art to this. The Bears are really starting to master it. And we'll see how long this can go and see how they progress. I would love to see Kyler get back. Jalen Johnson, he said if there's something to play for, he'll be back. Come on, buddy. I don't know where he's at. We haven't heard much about him, but you get to 8-3 here. You win these next 2. Yeah. D is for Dave. I guess so. D is for don't do this shit again. That's what I want.
I like that one.
I don't ever want to put that on these grades again. So
I like that. D is for
6-3.
don't do this shit again. That's
Yeah.
great. There's some funny comments here too. Jerome said, replace the bend meter with a secondary trust meter. That thing would be down here the whole time. So I think that's like the inverse of how we have the bend meter. I don't trust this secondary at all. And then get a Dennis Allen meter, which actually that's possible. But I think overall, like, I think we feel good about the coaching staff in general, right? Except Richard Hightower. That's the only one. It's like, I don't know. I go back to back. I mean, I kind of flip flop week to week with him, but a lot of football left, so maybe that will change. Okay. Oh yeah, W Dave. So shout out to you. Thank you, Kanan, for that one.
Can I put this here? So per Pro Football Focus, I don't care how you feel about them, but the Bears' 6 drops were the most by one team in a game this season. Just to show you, and I thought there was 7, but I'm gonna go off PFF here. That's crazy.
Man, I feel like I counted 8. So
And
it might be nice because I was like, damn, I'm pretty sure it's up to 8.
Yeah,
even still, 6
is
is
calculate those.
But 6 is a shit ton, man. And 4 of them, I felt like we're on the first half, which is awful. So, oh my goodness, yeah, you're right. Yeah, someone said 8 on here as well. But either way, 6 to 8, you can't. It's gonna be hard to win games when you have that many drops. It just is. So, yeah, this is funny here too. Michael Berry said, shout out to you, said that needs to be a shirt, Dave. D is for don't do this shit again. So, okay. All right, Michael. Michael Berry as well with 6 or 7. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, good stuff. All right, let's get to our last ad break here, and then we're going to get to the best part of the show, the voicemails. Thank you again for everyone that sent them in. If you sent them in, I'll check during this ad read and make sure you get a part of it, but appreciate y'all being here. All right, before we close out the show, I got to tell you about some awesome stuff that we have cooked up on the BFRstore.com. As you can see here, we have hats, hoodies, mugs, stickers, a whole bunch of fire stuff, and we're always working on new creative designs, maybe jerseys coming. Yeah, who knows? But you can check it all out at thebfrstore.com. All the proceeds from the merch store just goes back right into the show. And plus, we want to give you fire stuff because we want to look fly all the time. And we want y'all to look fly as well. So if you want to support the BFR show, go to thebfrstore.com. We appreciate all the love and support. Now let's get back to the show. Absolutely. Really do appreciate that.
Yeah. The Discord's been a lot of fun. Want to plug that real quick. You guys, if you can, it's in our link in their description for YouTube. If you want another place just to talk ball outside of Twitter and the other social norms, this one's fun, more personable, all Bears fans all the time. So appreciate it. But I think did we break the record for voicemails that we got in today?
I think so. I think this is a record. Let me see. I think we have, let me see. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think so. So
let's just, guys, we did make some changes. We changed the voicemail to about 30 seconds. So these are going to be a lot quicker. Keep it moving, but we got a lot of them in. I love that you guys are sending them in every single week. I thought this was going to be a hell of a, I thought that these voicemails were going to be really tough to listen to, but I'm excited to see where we're at. A lot of them came in post game. So I'm excited to see this energy. Keep sending them in. And again, over almost 6,000 watching across all social platforms. If you can, hit that like button wherever you're watching. Rate the pod on Apple, Spotify. We appreciate it. Now let's get to these voicemails.
Absolutely. Again, thank you for sending these in. We made them shorter so that we can make sure to share because you guys are going to keep sending them, everyone. So absolutely. We appreciate you guys sending them
also
in.
Also puts you guys on the spot. We got to get through them. I want the authentic.
Yeah, here we go. Let's start it off. Ari.
Woo. Bear down, baby. It's at Vocal Ace Dog on Twitter. My name's Ari Davis. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin. Crazy. But I'm a diehard Bear fan. And I'm super duper excited. I'm super pumped because this is the first Bears team I've seen all my life that knows how to finish. Way to finish, baby. Bear down.
Thank you. Being a Bears fan in Madison, I know that's tough. So, yeah, that's got to be a tough one. So appreciate that, though, Ari. Thank you.
Let's go, baby. That's it. That's how Bears win. These are the new Bears. New Bears right here. This is the new Bears. We're and it's close in the fourth quarter. I believe in our Bears. I believe in Dennis Allen. I believe in Ben Johnson, and I believe in Caleb Williams to come up in the clutch and win that game. We are 6-3. 6-3. I have hope. Let's go. Bear down.
Thank you. Forgot to say who that was, but that's Mason. Thank you for sending the voicemail as you always do. But yeah, who would have thought you believe in a team in the fourth quarter, a Bears team? Crazy. Times are changing.
I was
All
still
right.
nervous though.
Yeah, I was
still
sweating
nervous.
balls. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was not pleasantful. Let's get to MJ here.
Caleb Clutch Williams is ridiculous. The fact that he keeps coming up with clutch and turning these games around when we think we're going to lose, and Ben Johnson, and he's changing generational hurt right now. I haven't had this type of anxiety, happiness in so long. Go Bears, bear down.
Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you, MJ. Let's get to Demio. Sorry, Dave, just something to say?
Yeah, that was funny. They said Caleb Williams is changing generational hurt right now. That's a bar.
Yeah, generational trauma
Wow.
just leaving. Yeah, it's good stuff. Look, 10 years, maybe we're like, oh, we actually feel good about a team. Like we don't have to feel pessimistic in a way. That great point, MJ. Appreciate that. Demio, I think is how it's pronounced. You're next.
Bear the fuck down, baby. All right, boys, we got kind of lucky because that boy Dart got hurt. But Zacchaeus better not be fucking starting ever again. Put Luther Burden in. Fuck that guy. He can't catch worth a shit. I said what I said. Caleb's that fucking man, fourth down king. I don't give a fuck if he sucks for 3 quarters. He gets it together in the fourth. Ben Johnson might be the greatest purchase the McCaskey family have ever made in their life, excluding the franchise itself.
Oh, yeah, shit. You cut short, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Saying that's the best purchase is a bar, too, because it is.
It's true.
Actually, it's probably a better
expensive.
purchase. Yeah, facts. It's actually probably a better purchase than the Bears themselves because that's probably brought them more pain. A lot of money, but probably more pain from stress and whatnot. But yeah, thank you to me. I appreciate that. Let's get to Mark next.
Well, we got another win, boys. 6-3, baby. Woo! Man. Woo. Man, Caleb, he looked like not very good today until that fourth quarter where it mattered the most, man. Those 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to win the game, man. That last drive where he ran that shit in to get that go-ahead touchdown, man. Inject that in my veins, bro. God damn.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yo, Dave, my computer froze. Hopefully you can hear me. I can't move my mouse. So can you hit the next one?
Yeah,
I don't even know who it is, and I can't even see you. So that's fantastic.
Who was that?
That was after Demio. We did the next
Mark?
one. That Mark just went.
That was Mark?
Was after Mark, yeah.
Okay, this is Angie.
All right. Bear down.
Here.
We did win. I'm happy about the win, but it should never have been this close. There were too many dropped passes. I am optimistic. This is great. The season's going this way, but we really, really need to be better about catching our passes, and that's how we win games. Offense and defense working together. Our defense came in. They did what they could do. I'm happy about that. Bear down.
Appreciate it, Angie. Thank you. Look at that positive Angie, man. I think the tide is turned. I love it.
All right, we have Jerome next.
Gentlemen, it is Jerome from Darien. Bear the fuck down. It feels good to have another victory on the screen. It's hard to explain, but I know we've all said this many a times, but Jesus, for years, for my whole life as a Bears fan, games like this, games like last week, games like against the Raiders, we lose those games, man. And now we're winning them. This is a truly another sign showing us that it is a new day here in Chicago. 18 is a fucking dog. Caleb is clutch. Every time we need him to show up big in the fourth quarter, he has done it. Even going back to the Commanders game last year where Caleb led us on a fucking game-winning drive, but the defense decided to shit the bed. This was awesome. I love to see this. God, it feels good to actually have a team that you feel like you can count on in the fourth quarter when the game gets tight. You feel like these guys are going to get the job done. They need to clean some things up for sure. But damn it, I'm celebrating being 6-3 because, oh my God, son, it could have been entirely different. But this team has proven again, it is a new day here in Chicago, and 18 is leading the way. Let's go, baby. Bear down.
Appreciate
Perfect.
it. Thank you, Jerome.
He got Perfect.
Right.
30-second cutoff. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was clutch. That was clutch there.
Thank you, Jerome. Appreciate you. And Angie. Let's get to Tony.
Okay.
All right. This game has been crazy. First of all, Caleb Williams is 100% clutch. There's a reason we chose the number one. He is 100% clutch. Those drops need to be fixed ASAP. The defense, oh my God. We got so lucky. We actually got really lucky that Jackson Dart got injured and Russell Wilson had to be put in. I am still processing it. We've had so many comeback games. This feels good. Bear down. Let's go.
Bear
Love
down.
it.
Exactly. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, yeah, thank you, Tony. We got Morris.
Yeah, okay.
Man, this team, man. It's every single week. Man, how your heart beating out your chest down to the wire. But these games we've been losing last year, we would have lost every single one of these tight games, man. I just call it the Ben Johnson effect, man. I'm so proud of these boys. They found a way to win. Bear down, man. Let's keep it going, man. Caleb Williams looking like one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the league, man. He put the team on his back today. Proud of them boys, man.
Absolutely. Clutch indeed. We're seeing a lot of that. There's a trend there.
Yeah, I think people are gonna have to get used to the 30 seconds. We apologize. It's just to get through these. So if you're hearing this, we're not cutting you off on purpose. Just next time, 30 seconds. We had to limit the voicemail and bring it down a little bit. So, but again, love the voicemail so far. We got Brock now.
Huge win. I've seen the Bears lose these games 9 out of 10 times my whole life. And this season, with these ugly games, we seem to win them 9 out of 10 times because of Ben Johnson, because of the culture he's building, because of Caleb Williams in the final 2 minutes. He is fucking awesome. This defense, I think, isn't as shitty as it is, but it's not great. Like, let's fucking build off this. Tough second half of the schedule. Let's roll. Bear down.
Thank you, Brock. Appreciate that.
Love that one, Brock.
Yeah, that was great.
Next one is Turner.
Okay.
Unbelievable win, fellas. Ben Johnson totally changing the culture here. Can't believe that. By the way, it's your favorite high school football coach. It's Turner. Group chat going crazy. Get to 6-3. Defense needs to figure some stuff out. A lot of holes there. Going to be a tough rest of the schedule with 4 division games. But, man, if this is what this team is on the floor, if this is the basement of this team where we just find ways to win games, I can't even imagine what the ceiling is, man. Super Bowl. Super Bowl!
Yeah, shout out to Turner. We have a Bears group chat that's been going for 5 years, however long it's been. Yeah, he's a staple in it. Shout out to our favorite high school football coach, Turner. And appreciate it. This is Sam. I'm not sure if this is Sam from the same group chat, but we'll see.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Yep.
Here we go, Sam.
Boys, what an exhausting life it is to be a Bears fan. Can we, I don't know, blow out a team or something, or not let teams hang around? It's just, I've given this team 10 plus years of my life on the back end. I'm almost positive. But Ben Johnson, changing the culture of this team. I've never seen that from a head coach. He's the real deal. And Caleb Williams, you want to talk about Superman moments? You look at the last 2 weeks. Put the team on his back and said, follow me. Let's go win. Bear down. And
Absolutely. Right there with you. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Sam. I think I've probably lost at least 15 years.
Easily.
From this team.
Okay.
Appreciate all the voice. That's all of them, right, Dave?
No, one more. We got Phil.
My bad.
Last one. End it with Phil. Here we go.
A Caleb poem. Caleb's got ice in his veins, no fucking doubt. For 4th down, blitz in his face, he'll air that bitch out. We've waited so many years for a savior like this. Now Soldier Field's roaring. The kid don't miss. Ask Detroit, ask Green Bay. Hell, ask the rain. He spins gold from chaos, drives through pain. So here's to Caleb, our long-lost thrill. The Bears finally got a QB with some fucking skill. Bear down, bitch.
I love that. The poem.
Ain't no way. We just got a poem. Phil, goated. Love it, brother.
Love it.
That's a perfect way to end our voicemails.
Absolutely.
That's great. Again, thank you all for who sent. Thank you everyone that sent them in. If you're watching on YouTube, again, hit that like button. Great way to support the pod. We had almost 10,000 views on our last pregame show, so we appreciate it. Really helping out the algorithm, at least on YouTube. Let's finish up. Fick, what we got here?
So I'm gonna need you to go. I have the shouts on my phone. I can't see you, or I can't click still. But if you can pull up the Hall of Fame,
you can't see me.
No,
Oh,
well,
that's
no,
funny.
because it's stuck on a different tab. I was on SpeakPipe trying to get the rest
Okay.
of the voicemails. And it
Well, hey,
froze.
real
Yeah,
quick,
so-
we just got a $4.99 super
Oh.
chat from Domain Expansion on
Okay.
YouTube. It says Dart, Tart, Fart, don't matter, Caleb and 4. Oh
Love it.
my gosh, that's great. Thank you so
need
much,
that.
Domain, for the $5 super chat. And you said you got all these starred, or what are we doing?
Oh,
here?
so we do have the star, but let's go to the Patreons first. If you just scroll down
Yep.
on the media, click the slide, go to the Hall of Famer. I can read it off here.
Yep, I
So
got
shout,
it.
you got it up? Okay, good. Shout. Yep. Sorry. I'm
Hall of Fame,
blind over here.
Patreon.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we got Michael from across the pond. Shout out to you. We got Gage. We got Phil. Thank you for the poem. Michael Barry, saw you in the chat. Thank you as well. Angie, thank you for the positive voicemail. Shout out to Daniel Jones, Thomas Whitty as well, Tito, and Dave. Again, shout out to all of our Hall of Fame Patreon members. If you want to join, $10, you'll get a shout out for every show. But we cannot forget our rookie Grizzlies as well, which should be the slide next to it, Dave, if you don't mind.
Yep. And here's our rookie Grizzlies.
Okay, thank you. Shout out to Alex Hamilton, who's probably lifting as we speak. Shout out to Chris, Ethan, Caleb. I saw you in the chat as well. Shout out to you. We got Jason, and then our newest member, Megan, as well. Again, shout out to all you Patreon members. You guys are fucking awesome. Whether you $3 tier, $10 tier, even if you're in there for free, we really do appreciate all the love and support. Okay, let's go through the starred and just go through the OGs and new face gang. Dave, you'll probably have to read those.
Yep, I got it. So a lot of them here. Again, thank you for that super chat earlier. We have Kyler on YouTube, OG. I told everyone you got to believe. Caleb is him, believe. We got Michael, Patreon member, OG. Caleb is him. We go RM Brad 2 on YouTube. Did we win that game? Do we win that game if Dart doesn't get hurt? Really good question. I don't want to answer it, but probably not.
Yeah.
Steven Comets, can we finally say we have a franchise QB? I mean, come on, let's go. I agree.
Yep.
We got Loomed on YouTube. OG, it's on, boys. Let's go. Didn't look good, but we got the W. They got heart. We got another one. What was the amount of drops? I think there was about 8. It really depends on what site you look at in regards to how they calculate those. So 6 to 8, in my opinion. We have Tommy, OG on YouTube. Caleb on YouTube with the OG. We have RM Brad with the OG as well. And then we have Jerome Span on YouTube. OG 6-3 feels good, and I ain't apologizing. Appreciate that. Tony on YouTube. OG. And then, of course, in Pearl 34 OG. I'm going to need a peacemaker after this year. Cardiac Bears strike again. I like that one. Rudy on YouTube. OG, never apologize for rambling after win, boys. We deserve to be happy and see this team win games like this. We've had many years of losing games like this. Good, better, best. Love that one. And Michael from our Patreon, OG Bears, another comeback. Caleb played best game as a Bear, in my opinion. Receivers got to catch the damn ball. So, yeah, I agree. Appreciate all of those OGs. Appreciate all the support. Almost 7,000 across all platforms. Insane. We appreciate y'all. If you can, again, hit that like button. Also, follow us on socials. It's Ficky Baby for Fick, Dave_BFR for me. All socials, TikTok, Instagram, of course, X or Twitter, wherever you call it. But we appreciate you. A lot of fun. Bears are 6-3. Really good shot. We're going against 9 next week. You know what I'm talking about there?
Yeah. Because he called it like his,
okay.
his alter ego. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever.
We got C. Willie versus 9. It's gonna be fun.
C. Willie is crazy.
C. Willie, bro. That's what Theo called him. Theo Benedict.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, sorry.
I didn't just call him that.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, that's an interesting one. C. Willie. That's right.
All right. Bears win. Enjoy this one. Man. Enjoy your Sunday. Hate watch tomorrow for the Packers game. Hopefully they lose. We'll see what happens. But Bears are 6-3. Don't apologize. Let's have a great week. Bear down.
Peace.